Hi, I'm Claudia St. I am the president of Affinity HR Group. We are your HR partner and resource. When I do training and development, leadership training and development with teams, one of the content areas that I love to discuss is the topic of vulnerability. Really, many employers, many leaders, many supervisors are very uncomfortable with being vulnerable to each other in the workplace. And there's no doubt why. Vulnerability basically requires living in a state where there's risk, where there's uncertainty, and where there's emotional vulnerability or emotional exposure. Those are very uncomfortable for all of us, and usually they happen in a time where there is a risk of failure. And of course, we don't like to fail. But the thing about failure is if you never fail, you never develop the resiliency that comes from failure. And as leaders, we've all made mistakes. If you don't make mistakes and take risks, then you never grow because you're never willing to put yourself out on a line. They say that where perfection goes, imperfection follows, because none of us are perfect. And if we try to live in a state where we can only exist in a perfect way, we will create a challenge for ourselves that is too hard to overcome. Why this matters to leaders is when leaders are able to be vulnerable, to say, look, I've made mistakes. Mistakes happen. It's what you learn from those mistakes. It's how you handle yourself through grace and empathy during those mistakes. It's how you handle others when they show vulnerability, when they take risks, and along the way, when they have failures. That's the sign of a true leader. That's the sign of somebody who says, I'm not perfect, and neither are you. But we can grow to be better, even if we'll never reach the goal of perfection. So I think it's wonderful content. Brené Brown has written many books on the topic of vulnerability. Her business book, Dare to Lead, is a great resource for any who are interested in this content. But the most important thing is if an employer, if a leader shows that they're willing to be vulnerable, that they've made mistakes, and they've grown and succeeded despite them, then their employees will trust them more and will be willing to take the risks necessary to grow and develop into more perfect employees going forward. But if all they want to do is hide shame and avoid risk and not be vulnerable, you will never get as much out of them as you need. At Affinity HR Group, we love this content. You just let us know if you need any help developing your supervisors and managers. Of course, reach out to us at contact@Affinity HR Group. Like this content, share this content, connect with me on LinkedIn. Let's keep in touch as we work to develop our supervisors and managers for the rest of the year. Hope this helps, and I hope that you have a safe and a productive work week. Take care.